Hello and welcome back. My name is Sausage, and this is part 6 of my playthrough of Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. It really is a long time. I don't know if you can hear any of the, I'm guessing that is thunderstorms beside me, so if you hear any loud crashes, that is likely what that is. Or I knocked my PC off of my table, and or I fell out of my chair, but probably thunder. So, probably won't actually hear anything, but just in case. So let's see, where we left off, we came from downtown Telidor. We are being very, very sneaky by walking into the middle of the city, jumping into fountains, talking to guards. So we are fugitives on the run, don't want to be caught. The only thing we cannot do is apparently walk right up these stairs, because that would be too suspicious. Talking to guards and everything else, that's perfectly fine. So instead, let's see, is there a pink guy on the map? There sure is. I wonder what he's going to tell me we can do. What's that? Looking for a shop run by someone called Dirk, I've got a feeling there's someone by that name who lives in a big mansion by the castle. Heading up to that part of town, my advice and use the rope up on the rooftop of this house. You'll be there much quicker. Just one word of advice. You'll need to be able to jump to get there. Do that by pressing circle in case you didn't know. Where the game just now is telling us how to jump. We already came up here partly to find the kitty cat that was over there. And then I think there was possibly a chest up here or something. But the one way we didn't go was across this rope right here. So apparently instead of going up the stairs literally about 50 feet to our left, if that, it's much safer to just walk right to this gate right here. And then I could probably even talk. Guards will spot us if we're less than 3 feet from them. So those are the only 2 guards in the entire town who know what they're looking for. So this is the shop we cannot go in earlier. Or a house.
Wow, nice place you got here.
Welcome, welcome. Feel free to browse. You'll find we only stock the very finest wares.
That's good, because I'm looking for something very special indeed. Happen to have any orbs in stock?
Eric!
Long time no see, old pal.
Eric! My brother, my compadre, my partner in crime! It's really you, large as life and fighting fit. I'm so happy to see you.
You have no shame, huh? Get your backstabbing hands off of me! You always were full of it, Dirk. But this really takes the cake. Admit it. You sold me out and sold the orb so you could buy this place, didn't you?
I never. I promise you, I never sold you out. I was worried sick about you. I only opened this place to try and help you.
Oh, yeah. And how does that work exactly? How does you opening this place and lining your pockets while I rot in jail help me?
Look, I was never much of a thief, you know that. But it turns out I know how to sell stuff. I got the gift, even if I do say so myself. When you got nabbed, I spent months racking my brains for ways of busting you out. I couldn't stand the thought of you being in there. In the end, I realised I'd have to give up the orb. I took it to the king, told him I found it somewhere, and pocketed the reward. Then I used the cash to open up the shop here, and poured all my profits into bribing the guards up at the castle so they'd let you escape.
Now that you mention it, I did think it was weird they never tossed my cell the whole time I was digging that hole.
Exactly! I was paying them to turn a blind eye, weren't I?
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you, partner.
That's the spirit! Eric, old pal, it's so good to have you back.
But I need that orb. And now we don't even know where it is.
Oh, yes, we do. Right this way, gentlemen.
Before I follow you, I'm going to rob your house. So let's... Mini medal. Gratefully puts it in his pockets. We'll take it. You've got a bunch of cool other stuff. This for Skyrim, I would have crouched and looted the whole place, but alas. So Dirk's wife, good for you, man.
So, where is it?
After I handed over the orb, I made sure to keep my ears to the ground about where it ended up. I knew it was important to you, see? Well, a little bird tells me that Hendrik and his men took it to the King's Barrow, and it's been under lock and key there ever since.
The King's Barrow, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's southeast of town. Same direction as Cobblestone. Which means we can kill two birds with one stone. You coming, Dirk? A little adventure for old time's sake?
Sorry, no can do. I got a shop to run and I'm a married man these days.
Married? Wow, you really have changed. Well, you always said you wanted to settle down and maybe go into business someday. I'm happy for you. We'd better get going. Take care, Dirk, and thanks for everything.
You too, old pal. Be lucky, eh? And don't you two go doing anything I wouldn't do.
The south gate is crawling with guards. We won't be walking out that way. And Hendrik's men are too uptight to take bribes. Guess we'll have to go the long way round. If we skirt round the hills to the south, we should be able to approach the King's Barrow from the other side. We can drop into Cobblestone on the way. Okay, let's head back downtown.
Watch yourselves out there, eh? They don't call that forest round there the Mangle Grove for nothing. There's plenty go in there and never come out.
It'll take more than a few kid stories to scare us off. And besides, it's the only way to get there.
You don't call it the Mangle Grove for nothing. You may get groved. Oh, or is it mangled? Sorry. You don't find yourself funny. No one will. So this way has Bunch of guards. Okay. So again, last chance for a little while for Heliodor. Is there anything you happen to have forgot here? You can't actually get into the castle. But the rest of the town up for grabs. Those couple of quests that were here. A little bit more difficult to get back, I'd say. So let's go back downtown. Is there anything? I feel like there's something back here that I did not do. I don't think you could actually go back there, so probably not. Okay. So let's see. I think we've done just about everything we can down here. No new quests or anything popped up. There's a pink speech bubble. Oh, actually, there's another set of ladders. I feel like I did not go up. And that would be this right here. Ghost penguin looking dude in a chest. Let's see, is this a seed of something? Seed of agility. So equip. We'd like Eric to go faster. So we're not going to actually we are going to equip Eric with his boomerang. Hopefully we get a better one a little bit later. Item bag. Seed of agility. Eric's already fast, let's make him faster. We like Eric going first. Don't mind the 2-3 story fall. Oh. Let's see what we have to say. Same as before. Welcome to downtown Heliodor, yay. So now, earlier, the Mangle Grove was blocked off. It's probably going to tell us that.
Any sign of them?
No, nothing. Let's search the town again.
Yeah. Look at all those lights. They're pretty keen to find us, huh? We'd better steer clear of Heliodor until the heat dies down. All right, through the Mangle Grove and onto Cobblestone. Let's do this.
I'm going to change our hero out of his... You can't change... Oh, you can change the outfit. Probably in the next area. There's no more need to be sneaky. Let's see, anything new at night? Lamplings. I don't know if we fought these. Probably.
Who else wants
15
some?
experience, 14 gold. Let's just keep fighting. As cute as these are, and it really pains me to attack them.
Let's go!
They give decent XP. 12, 10, yeah. 2 skill points for a total of 3, so. Oh, and Sizz. I will show that off next battle. 3 skill points, nothing we can get. I think the next thing I wanted is 10? And this guy really wants to die. Sizz, not really worth showing off in this battle. So, I believe our first spell we have is Frizz. That is a single enemy attack. Let's see if we can get 2 of these cats. So a group, so it says a group of enemies. What you want are 2 of the same enemy type. For whatever reason, spells or group spells seem to know whether something is the same race or type as something else. So we get some racist spells. Speciesist, a better way to say it. So let's see. Can I change my? I cannot. Boo. I'm sure the story will tell me. I don't know. The hood isn't that irritating. I just. Lucky damn, a traveling salesman, and to celebrate us running into each other like this, we're going to offer you some special discounts. Welcome to my roving emporium. Can I serve you? So this is the same dude that follows us to campsites again. Usually sells the same thing as the other. Ooh, this bronze knife. It's pretty nice. And his boomerang is even nicer. So we're definitely going to buy this boomerang. Eric is going to equip that. The bronze knife. Oh, the bronze knife's only +2 from his. Oh, I forget. So the attack of the items is compared to what you have equipped, not like versus your other knife. So I don't know what the other knife had. He may even have a bronze knife on him. I really don't remember. It's Eric's dagger. I don't think it's too much better. The boomerang is a definite upgrade. That's what I'm trying to say. Pointy hats, some boxer shorts. They're only 100, but I'm pretty sure we'll find some. Oh, and it's not an accessory. It's an actual defensive item. So it's leather armor. So boxer shorts are. You know what? We're gonna equip some boxer shorts while it's running. Oh, I think that gets rid of some of our stats, but from the Trodain set. But Chimera, Flintstone, small scale, fresh water. So you can buy some materials at vendors. This is important for a little bit later. Actually, we'll see pretty soon. So equip. What did the Trodain do besides this maximum HP? So we lose some HP, and we lose quite a bit of charm, but we don't have the chance to find in boxer shorts very often, so not that you can actually see it. But. So let's see, we've got some, got a brand new area, so decent little area to explore. We got our good old saber cats here. Group, so this is exactly what we were looking for. So we have spells. So for a single enemy, a group of enemies will be 6. So we can attack 2 at once with our lovely fire spell, and 16 and 18 really is not bad damage. Order for claiming victory in at least 50 battles. So here we've got a little roaming puddle, a bubble slime, and it is making the first strike and poisoning us. Thank you. I forget the poison. Oh, maybe this is there too. I forget. Does poison carry outside
Another
of battle?
one bites
I believe it is the only. Yes. So bottom right, you can see that item bag. We have some antidotal herbs. We don't want that taking our health away. So I know poison carries over, and I think curses carry over. I think everything else stays in battle. Let's see. We fought one of these as a mini boss earlier. Back in the tool. As you can see, we're already one-shotting most enemies. Again, the difficulty in this game, especially early on, is not too high. Wake Robin. This guy really wants to fight. We will oblige him. Don't want them poisoning me. Let's go ahead and see some. 34 experience. An antidote herb. Very nice. Put it all in that little area. Fought most of these guys already. What is this? Again, I speak like I have been together. Just I know what these enemies are, but for anyone first time watching, I'm trying to do as few spoilers as possible. So this is a lips, a very gross looking
Another
enemy.
one bites. Oh yeah.
We've got Eric, who needed those 2 skill points, and we will go ahead and use it. We know exactly what we're going to do. We are going to get sleeper hit, which is our first. So putting an enemy to sleep can be useful. With most RPGs, I believe you do physical attacks, and this guy wants to fight again. Physical attacks that'll wake up an enemy. If you use magic attacks, they will stay asleep. So it could be quite useful just to get some free damage for a number of turns. Let's see what's up here. We've got the shiny bits, and then we've got some sketchy looking mushrooms. I would bet my life that these are enemies. Again, because I know they are. I think the first time playthrough, you have to notice that there's
Easy.
something off about them. Fungals.
Let's do
Like
this.
13 experience. I should really pay attention. 17, 14 here. We're one-shotting most everything now. The Fungul drops treasure chest, a wake robin. So I think preemptor awarded for making 30 preemptive attacks on enemies. Goes. Is there anything else in this little area? So yeah, the new boomerang we got, you can see did quite a bit more damage with the 7 extra attack, and then pumping some spell or some abilities into it would make it even better, but we're already one-shotting. Medical herb, antidote herb, and a cotton top. And a chest. Another mini medal. So we will find out soon enough what we use those for. I let the little kitty play in the rain. These mushrooms. Dangerous, but not too worse. Shiny. Antidotal herb. We get a little penguin. Oh, wait, he's going for. Bubble slime, 17 experience. It's not terrible. These little bubble slimes are nice. If they want to die that badly. Alright, we have double hep, so knowing
Who else
me knowing
wants some?
that something is coming up, I'm going to try to avoid some encounters for a little bit, because I would like to go into a specific encounter. A cow. Moo, let's see what kind of weather we can look forward to. Moo. Looks like the skies should start to clear at dawn tomorrow. Be perfect weather for adventuring, so grab the bull by the horns and get out there. Moo. What a peculiar cow. It seems our bovine friends know a thing or two about what to expect weather-wise. So, in this game, cows are the weathermen. The weather cows, the weather people. They know the weather. Good for them. And here we have a big chest. Oh, it's empty. And we have a broken bridge. Whoa. So down there, that looks like a giant ogre of some sort, and then we've got a man-eating plant-looking thing. Feed the Seymour. Stop.
Look at that! A campsite! And just when we needed one. Still a fair way to cobblestone. Let's rest up for the night. I still can't get over old Dirk. He didn't just go straight, married, shop in the best part of town. He went straighter than straight. Just like that. We used to be thick as thieves. Literally. We'd travel the world, always on the hunt for loot. Ah, those were the days. Oh, speaking of which, I just thought of something we acquired back then that might come in handy. Yeah, I've decided. I'm giving it to you. You'll love it. We sure did when we got our hands on it. Behold, the fun-size forge. Pop a few raw materials on top, bash them with the porta pounder, and bop's your uncle. New equipment. And I'm not just talking steel swords and the like. Wooden boomerangs, a natty new jerkin. You name it, this thing can make it. Sweating over a hot forge was never exactly my style. But I have a feeling you'll get more use out of it than I ever did. You can't just go smashing stuff together willy-nilly, though. You'll need the recipe for the piece of equipment you want to make. Here's a little something to get you started. You should strike while the iron's hot.
Thus receives a tome entitled Forging Ahead with a Fun-Size Forge, a Beginner's Guide. It's how to make bronze swords and divine daggers.
There are recipes hidden all over the place. Treasure chests and bookshelves are always a good bet. Keep an eye out and you're sure to find some beauties.
So this is where the bookshelves will really come into play. The recipes, the majority are found in bookshelves. So, the fun-size forge. You can use the fun-size forge to craft all kinds of equipment based on recipes that make use of raw materials you collect on your adventures. New recipes can be found in treasure chests and on bookshelves, and you'll be able to acquire the ingredients you need by defeating monsters or investigating sparkly spots. Go ahead and try to make your first masterpiece with the recipe Eric just gave you. So, we can choose from recently learned recipes, weapons, reworking items. So we are going to look at what we just acquired. So this bronze sword doesn't appear to be that great. The base one would give us a +1 attack. So we're not going to make that. This divine dagger's base is +4 over his current equipment. It needs some of the fresh water and copper ore. The cool thing is that the base items are not all you can make with this. So smithing items couldn't be simpler. Select bash to start beating your ingredients into shape and finish when you're ready to wrap things up. Hammer away at each individual area with your porta pounder to fill up the blue gauge next to it and aim to get every gauge into the green zone. See the Traveler's Tips for more information. So this is kind of confusing at first glance, even though it tells you it's simple. So when you bash, I have not found that it really differs where or like based off of the hammer movement, if it's at the top or the bottom, if that does any difference. I don't think it does. So you can just bash to give it a varying number, and then you want it in that green zone. If you happen to hit the yellow, that is perfect. That is exactly where you want to do. So you can see the temperature gauge up at the top lowers a little bit. The lower the temperature, the lower the damage it'll do. So over time, it'll start doing less and less. What we just got was a critical hit. If you ever get a critical hit, it will never go past the yellow. luckily, so it will give you I don't know if it's truly double or not, but it'll give you a much stronger hit than your base bash, and then there's no risk of it going over the line. So here we have essentially a perfect first try that was very lucky. I promise you there was no skill involved with that. All I literally did was just press the X button a couple times, 3 times on each, or 3 times on the first, twice on the bottom. So if you're unsure, right now we're pretty sure that's good. If you're unsure, you can appraise it, and it'll tell you that if you're stopping out, it would turn out brilliantly. So brilliantly means that you essentially made a perfect. I think it's would turn out great is a +2, and then I guess this is okay is a +1, but I know we'll come across those because I promise you I'm not going to +3 everything first try. And then we will go ahead and finish. And perfection. Divine Dagger +3. So, if you fail completely, it will still give you the item at its base stat. So no risk of wasting the ingredients or the crafting. Yeah, the crafting ingredients. So at worst case, you get the base level, and you can always rework it. +1, +2, and +3, as it's showing here, will give you different stat bonuses, or basically increased stat bonuses. So, and for reworking, you receive Perfectionist Pearls each time you successfully forge a piece of equipment. And use these to attempt to rework an item with the aim of doing an even better job. Don't worry about ruining your hard-won works of art. Even if you fail reworking something, you won't lose it. Even if you succeed, you'll come away with something truly special. So it's very forgiving. If you fail, you automatically make it. Even if you rework it, you can't make it any worse than what it is. If you have a +2 and you really want that +3, if you rework it into a +1, it'll just stay as a +2. Those pearls, again, you get by making items, and then you'll actually be able to buy them a little bit later. So you get additional abilities that can help craft things craft things easier later on. So if something looks entirely too challenging, you get abilities that make it easier later on. So we will be using this all throughout the game. This is very useful. So a lot of times we'll be doing this in place of buying items. If there's something at the store that is way better than what we're using, we could buy it and rework it, but a lot of times we're just going to wait to get something new to craft. So we'll see as we go throughout the game how this goes. Finish your first ever foraging session, huh? Nice. Did everything go according to plan? Yes, it did. We got a +3 right off the bat. Nice work. You must be a natural. Don't rest on your laurels just yet, though. This is a deep, deep art we're talking about here. By the way, you can bust out the fun-sized forge anytime you want. You just have to head to the campsite or dig it out of your bag. Alright, I think it's time to call it a day. We've been through a lot. Better grab some rest while we can. And just for something else I kind of glossed over, I happen to get both of the line items into the yellow for a +3 that is not necessary. Big hitter awarded for crafting a +3 piece of equipment. So some items have, depending on, like daggers have 2 spaces. I think swords have 4. Some of the armor has 8 spaces. You don't have to get every space directly into the yellow. That would be nearly impossible. So I think as long as you get a vast majority close to the yellow, it's a little forgiving on the +3. You have to get it as close as possible in a lot of cases. With luck, a new recipe book, Economies of Scale. Scale shields and suit of scale armor. Passage of count years has taken its toll and reduced the ancient tome to little more than a faded cover. So that book did not have anything. 2 chunks of copper ore, a small scale, probably very useful in what we just made. We've got a broken bridge. God, somebody smashed up the bridge. Guess we're just gonna have to find another way to get around. Sorry, sure. Skip that portion. So, in the original version of the game, you could only use the forge at the camp at night. Start button, I think. Oh, that is. So, here you can use the fun-size forge basically wherever you want. So you can just pop it open. We learned a new skill. Don't need to go all the way to a campsite. So we can see the scale shield would be quite a bit of defense, but again, we're not using a one-handed weapon. And this would replace the boxer shorts we just bought, so that's a waste of 100 gold, but that +6 defense does look pretty nice, and again, will make up for the lack of HP and the charm from our Trodain clothes. And next, this will be a good example of something that's quite a bit harder to make. So, you'll see what I mean. So this one has 6. So this is where the focus cost will come into play. So right now, each bash takes 5, costs 5 points to use. So essentially 60 divided by 5, we have 12 strikes. So we can basically use 2 on each of these. And that's all we get. So you get more focus as you level. So let's see, some of these smaller ones will only take 1. So you can see as the temperature is going lower and lower, it's a little bit harder. So if we appraise now, turn out brilliantly. So we did get the +3. I was worried if that middle one on the left might have had to do another bash or 2, but as you can see, so we got 2 spot on, we got 2 just over and 2 just under. I guess that averaged out to a +3. So again, no need to be a absolute perfectionist. Getting everything in the yellow doesn't give you any more than this one right here. As long as it turns out brilliantly, you get the +3. And again, pure luck. The more you do it, the more you kind of get an eye for which ones you can hit, especially if they're varying sizes throughout, based off of the temperature. And you'll get abilities later that can mess with the temperature and fine-tune and all kinds of stuff. So this gets more in depth than just randomly smacking a hammer and hoping you get good luck. So I think we are going to stop there, and then we are going to equip our scale armor. And something else that happens, so if you notice, you have all your old clothes as well as the items. There isn't a limit to the number of items you can carry. Keeping items that you might want to switch to, such as a one-handed sword, if there's a particular one-handed sword ability you want to use, would be handy. But any extra stuff that you're not using, so you can click on this and transfer to the equipment bag. Even if it's in the bag, for those that you've already unlocked the outfits for, you don't have to keep them in order to wear that outfit. The game's nice enough just to let you do that. Sword and pot. So something I'm not sure, if you equip the sword, the one-handed sword will let you equip a shield in the same battle. I may test that out just to see how that works. So there will be some point where a one-handed sword will come in handy. And we have a Doggo. Did not mean to ignore you. Sniff, sniff. We are friends with all the Doggos in this game. Oh. Sniff, sniff. That's all it said. So here, we have, looks like a glowing branch or something. The mark on Sausage's hand is glowing. It seems to be responding to the curiously shaped plant. Hold your hand out to it.
Chop, chop, chop. Chop around the clock. 1, 2, 3, look out, trees. Oh, a woodcutter's life is the life for me. What in the world? I repaired the bridge only yesterday, and now some blighter's gone and destroyed it again. If I ever find out who did this, I swear I'll...
Ta-da! You called? Tricky devil at your service. I went to a lot of trouble to smash at this stupid bridge. I'm not about to let you fix it again. Here, get a load of my devilishly tricky shapeshift beam. Now that's what I call tricky. 1 minute you're a silly old woodcutter, the next minute you're a smelly old dog. I'm a devilish genius. Now, what mischief shall I get up to next? Oh, so much trouble to cause so little time. Bye, doggy. Stay. Ooh. An empty treasure chest. I think I've just hit upon my most devilish trick yet.
What the heck just happened? You touched that plant and then I saw all this crazy stuff. You really expect me to believe that this mutt here is actually the woodcutter? Huh. There's never a dull moment with you around. I'm gladder every day I broke you out of jail. Well, all I know for sure is that we're never going to get out of this forest until we get that bridge fixed. And if what we just saw was true, Rover here is the only one who can fix it. Why don't we find that chest and have a word with our mischievous friend? Let's head back the way we came and see if we missed it somewhere.
We did not miss it. It was empty. Paradox, if it was empty when we saw it, then how is he sitting in there when this guy is already the dog here? This game is great. I love nitpicking at small plot holes, but it doesn't ultimately matter. So the chest, as we see on the map, is the same one that we found that was empty a little bit earlier. And yeah, turns out that Doggo we met is actually the woodcutter. And if we touch certain plants, we can hallucinate. I think it'll give us a better explanation of that here in a little bit.
Here come my next victims. Ta-da! Introducing the one, the only, Tricky Devil!
Hi.
Hey, you're supposed to be shocked by my devilish trickiness. No? Time for plan B then. Take this! Ha!
Seriously? The only thing I'm shocked by is how lame you are.
What did you just... Oh, cheeky devil! Don't you know who I am? I'll teach you. For my next trick, I'm gonna beat you to a pulp! Ah!
I really am in awe of voice actors who can do those crazy cartoonish voices. They're so much fun. So we're gonna fight. We're going to do is, even though we just got his brand new boomerang, we're going to equip the dagger. And then we are going to actually use his saber. See if that actually did anything. No. So we have a pet power. It looks like Eric is going to run out next turn, which I think he gets one last turn, and he uses it. So we will use his pet power on that turn. We're going to go ahead and attack. Get an extra 12 points. We get another attack with our 17. So since it is his last turn, we are going to use this real decoy, the tricky devil. 3128, so yeah, 59 damage. He's already in yellow health. Sleeper hit. So
Bye-bye, boo-boo!
you can't heal. That's unfortunate.
Tricky beam!
Let's go ahead and do a safety heal. It would be nice. So bosses you can affect with status ailments. I think it would tell you it was immune if actually maybe not. But some obviously have immunity to certain statuses. I don't think this one does, but I think we're just getting unlucky. 102 experience and 74 gold coins, so some decent experience for that fight.
This can't be happening. Looks like the joke's on me this time.
Hey there, you two!
Oh, look! It's our pal the Pooch!
Not anymore. Thanks to you, I'm back to my old self. I'm Flint the Woodcutter, by the way. And I owe you more than words can possibly say. How can I ever repay you?
It's funny you should ask. We were hoping that some kind soul might fix that bridge the monster smashed up.
It would be my pleasure. Why don't you go back to my cabin and put your feet up? I'll have it mended for you in no time flat.
I was hoping you'd say that. Much obliged.
Sorry to have kept you waiting, but I'm happy to announce that the bridge is fixed. In fact, it's even sturdier than ever.
You don't hang about, huh? Thanks. You've really helped us out.
Now, young fellow, about this vision of me being turned into a dog you saw when you touched that glowing plant. The more I think about it, the more certain I am. What you experienced can only have been the guidance of Yggdrasil.
Does that mean anything to you?
It's something my dear old granddad told me about when I was a boy. Yggdrasil is the giant floating tree at the center of our world, of course. The source of all life, as some call it. If the legends are to be believed, each one of its leaves represents a life, and its power preserves the peace and harmony of our realm. The glowing plant you found in the forest is actually a part of Yggdrasil, a piece of root poking through from beneath. It's said that the World Tree can choose to communicate via her roots, but only with certain very special people. And that's what my granddad meant by the guidance of Yggdrasil. He was talking about just such visions as you saw. It's all coming back to me now. As a boy, I'd spend hours talking to the silly old thing, but did anything ever happen? Not a bit of it. But you, young man, you're different. You're one of the special ones, chosen by the World Tree. And you've got great hair, too. Life just isn't fair.
So not only are you the luminary, you're also Yggdrasil's favorite little leaf, huh? Some guys have all the luck, I guess. Well, we can't stand around talking about how great you are forever. Come on.
Eric just cracked me up. Guardians of Yggdrasil, awarded for witnessing a wondrous vision granted by the World Tree to only her best beloved. A part of me is like, well, yeah, if you're the luminary, I'd imagine you're going to be Yggdrasil's favorite. Yggdrasil. That obvious, that floating tree in the middle of the world, you know that old story. How a floating tree has roots that go through the actual earth. Again, beyond me. If you're ever at a loss where to go next, good idea to seek out one of those world trees' roots. Chances are you'll find some hints on what you need to do. Well, one of the special ones chosen by Yggdrasil. By golly, that hair. Life just isn't fair. I mean, he still has his hair. You could use a comb through it, and it wouldn't be too much different than ours. I mean, we have that DBZ Trunks look. Anyone who doesn't know, the same artist, I forget their name off the top of my head, Kira Toriyama, or maybe who did the Dragon Ball series, did the designs for a lot of the Dragon Quest, so the enemies and characters kind of all look Dragon Ball-esque. So with that being said, I believe this is where we are going to call this an episode. So again, this has been part 6 of my Dragon Quest XI playthrough. My name is Sausage, and thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you at the next episode.